guys, Red Chair PA here today. Welcome to the channel on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I again want to say thank you to every single person that subscribed to the channel. I appreciate the love, the comments, and every single thing you guys do for me. Okay, today I want to talk about something that I kind of try and do every single day or every single night when I go out driving, okay? And it's basically something that you can use every day in your driving, okay? Usually whenever I pick people up sometimes, if they're tourists, they don't really know where to go either in my city or wherever I'm driving. So what I try and do is when I take people to new places or new bars, restaurants, and things like that that I personally have never been to, or I pick them up from them places, I often ask them for a review, like, hey, did you like the food at that place? Or I've never been there before. How is it? Do they have good music? Things like that, okay? And then what I'll do is I usually keep a little memo pad or sticky note or something with me when I'm driving, and after I drop them off or whatever, I'll write the name of the place down that I either picked them up from or dropped them off at. And what I do is I'll keep a list of those places, so that way, since my town is a tourist attraction, or the area that I usually drive in is a tourist attraction, when I do pick people up that aren't familiar with the area and they go, oh, do you know a good place to eat? Or do you know a good place to go for this or a good place to go for that? I have somewhat of an idea of things to go, okay? I will say, being an Uber and a Lyft driver, that you are basically driving, like, your job, yes, is to drive somebody from point A to point B, okay? That is your job. That's what you get paid for, okay? But if you want to make tips, now they're not guaranteed, but if you do want to make tips, if you do want to earn more money and be able to possibly get tips, if customers ask you questions, you should engage them, and you should try and do your best to be like, hey, this is a good place to eat, you should try this. If they say, oh, is there a good place for Chinese food or Thai food or any of those things, and you know of a place, then yes, you should recommend it to them. Or better yet, if they're going out to eat and it's telling you to take them to what's a good place? The Olive Garden, okay? Say it's telling you to take them there, and they say, oh, do you know any good restaurants around here that serve Italian food? We're going here. Well, yes, I know this place. It's homemade food. It's this place. This is the address. Oh, can we go there? Okay, so then they change their destination or something like that, okay? It's things like that that might get you better tips. Recommendations. Like I said, our job is to take somebody from point A to point B. However, there's a lot of other little jobs that go into that. There's been times where I've picked people up late at night. There was one time I picked a guy up from his house. He came out with a duffel bag. I thought he was possibly going to the airport. And in turn, I found out, like, he started going and telling me his story. And apparently he just broke up with his girlfriend. So, again, he started like unfolding what happened and everything, blah, blah, blah. I just let him talk, and I'm like, every now and again, I'm like, I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope everything works out for you. I started talking about my personal experiences, things that I went through, things that might help him. So yeah, things like that in the end will help you possibly earn better tips. So that's my recommendation for you guys. When you're out driving with other people, or other places, I would highly recommend that you write the places down if you've never been there, so that way you could recommend them in the future. I've also done it where there's been plenty of places that I've dropped people off at that I've never gone to eat, and I'm like, oh, that place looks interesting. So I'll write it down and I'll note it later, and then when I'm looking for a place to eat, I'm like, oh wait, I've never been there, so let's go here tonight. Okay? So keep your eyes open for new spots and new places that maybe you've never been to, but your customers might like to go, and recommend them, okay? Think of yourself, especially if you're in a tourist city, New York, LA, near a beach, things like that, where tourists tend to go a lot. think of yourself not only as an Uber or Lyft driver, but also maybe as a tour guide. You know what I mean? Put some effort into talking to your passengers, especially if you know for a fact that they're tourists or they're visiting, and say, hey, have you ever tried this? Have you ever tried that? Like, engage with your customers if they want to, and talk to them about things. And that might be one way that you can possibly get a higher tip when you drop your passenger off. All right. I want to say thank you guys again for everything you've done. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe button.